You know, Steel Vampire is kind of a funny little card. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that Steel Vampire button so you guys don't miss out more content. So I know that this is kind of a wild point to be putting this, but we finally got a chance to sit down and test out Steel Vampire. Now, Steel Vampire, the first thing you're going to look at with this card, you're going to go, wow, it forces the opponent to re-ride into something else that they wouldn't necessarily want to be on. In Premium, this becomes extremely good because we can turn off our opponent's G-Guardians. And that's honestly the caveat to wanting to do this. Also, I don't know what Bushiroad was thinking by making this card a, rear guard effect, but it's cool to see that it works very flavorfully with Amon. You're able to actually do like the full gimmicks of the deck, all just kind of wrapped up on a nice little bow for you. Now in Standard, Steel Vampire's going to feel... Steel Vampire's job is to basically minus some shield value from your opponent. If your opponent has a grade 1 on the field, suddenly they're on a weaker base. If they left a 4K up on the field, now they're on grade 0, it also messes with blitz orders and some of the other particular interactions you can get with that. So, Premium, you're taking away the opponent's ability to G-Guard, which is huge. Standard, you're messing with the capabilities of guard value with Steel Vampire. The advantages of Steel Vampire in Premium is, well, on-right effects will re-trigger. So, the cost of you Steel Vampire me in Premium, I get another force marker. That's actually kind of cool. On-right abilities basically will still trigger, and it's also pretty interesting that they made Amon work in ways that it really shouldn't, like allowing you to bypass certain little conditions that have been placed, in the game. Like, for example, if you can't ride via crest, well, it's the Steel Vampire that's forcing you to ride. So it's technically the opponent's skill, it's not your own. So there's that little argument that you can have for pushing that around. But the early concept and idea with this is, I like it. It seems cool. There's also, this is another really cool thing. Remember, there are Amon strides. You do not have to be on an Amon Vanguard heart. You can stride into one of the other dumb named, option cards, and you could steal Vampire to try to take the game. Now, things to kind of, I guess, consider here. If you're going to do that, one, how much multi-attacking, how much advantage are you going to get from creating a hybrid build like that? That's like my first question is like, the way the Dark Irregular is as a whole, for like the Steel Vampire interaction, it really just depends on how the rest of the deck itself is going to be structured in terms of powering. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if it's just like 3 attacks the deck on a Steel Vampire feels a little bit weak to me in Premium. Obviously, yeah, we have the assassin that can pop out. Yes, you can get more of the attacks that way. But in some regards, looking at it in that aspect, I do understand why it does feel a little bit more underwhelming. That's my very much 2 cents on that. In terms of the rest of the Premium testing for this episode, I've been testing the Aquaforce Mega Trick deck, where you're able to make the haha funny token and try to keep restanding the token to get a horde of drive checks. The deck is definitely weak because you can't really do the restandy token things until turn 4. Which is going to be, technically would be your second stride turn, but you're not going to be striding anyway. Because your goal is to go Thavas, to set up the double Oxel, and then have 4 of the restandy guys And if you can get really, really, really in there, you can obviously like have the starters that go into the soul. And I mean, on a high roll, you can get 8 attacks with the thing for drive checks. Obviously, you know, if you hit a stand trigger and you stand that, there went all of your drives. So don't do that. That's bad. Okay. You don't want to lose all of that beautiful steamrolling advantage that you're supposed to get with that particular piece. But I do love the idea of it. I love what the deck is supposed to do. And they've been getting pretty creative right now. It feels like, in terms of maybe like the design space in Premium as a whole just feels a little bit more exciting right now. You know, maybe I'm saying that because like Steel Vampire, like they're willing to take older cards and bring them over into D series. Because having Steel Vampire be a rearguard effect, I don't think they would have ever done that in V series. And I think, judging by some of these interactions, I mean, we've had some poor conversions though. Like, let's call it what it is. You know, you go look at some of the other things we've had converted, like Maelstrom and Vermilion. Those were fucking awful conversions. It also just depends on like where is the energy requirements going to go. Because I feel like at this point with Vanguard, it's a coin flip. Are you going to get some stupid energy restriction effect slapped on your card that's going to invalidate the entire purpose of the card? Because that seems to be about the coin flip right now. And Vampire did dodge pretty hard. I mean, the other cool thing about Vampire, I will say, I know it's a lot of Steel Vampire talk here. It's really cool that he himself is a darkness enabler. Because you could stride into Bloodermist, for example, and then, you know, do the soul charge off of him. Congratulations. You've achieved a darkness at that point off of, you know, the card going into soul. It's really funny that, and then, you know, obviously you can do the D ride down on the opponent, which just kind of gets you into a better situation overall. Like, that's what I'm thinking about with this card. It's like, what stride can I combine this with to get the absolute most bonkers value that you can get? Bloodermist is definitely one of them. Unfortunately, with Steel Vampire lowering the opponent's grade, you can't do the OTK stride, where, you know, you discard the 5 cards, pop out Fred, reload the crits into the deck, laugh your ass off as you have just pulled off one of the dumbest things, because your opponent has to be grade 3 for it. So that's your trade-off if you're going to do the Steel Vampire. You take away the, you know, OTK burst that you would normally get with that. So, I don't know. It comes down to, you know, can you push through a big hand with big attacks? Or is it still going to be, you know, ride the gas steel and pierce through the veil with that? Any other interesting testing things from this? We did Alden Jewel Knight, which is fine. You're gonna get to watch. Chronojet. So it's really funny because we went through the Chronojet testing, and I was like, "Yeah, this deck's so fucking crazy." Like, I was shitting my pants crying about it. And then all of a sudden, Jet just wanted to shit on itself. I swear, like every pseudo stride turn I went into, there was no combo pieces in my hand. It was all just triggers. Like, some days, I guess, like, the broken deck just wants to shut off and just not functionally work. So I guess that's symptoms of the format, right? Like, you have cool broken interactions and then you're just like, ha-ha! It doesn't work anymore. Same thing with Astral Deity tonight. Astral Deity just kind of shut itself off. I once again, I mean, like, both decks are broken, but, like, if no start, deck dead. And then you're just like, oh yeah, that's a little bit crazy, to say the least. So I guess that's where we're at, everybody. Definitely some interesting testing for sure. I do actually hope for the cool. We'll come back and revisit Amon for sure. I think Amon is a cool concept, but you guys are going to get the chance to watch all that cool testing going forward here. So, what do you guys think about the Steel Vampire? Please comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCool40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcoolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.